You're listening to For Better and Worse with Jess and Rach. I feel like we did a lot of prep for this.
We did.
I feel like we're like looking for notes and stuff.
I know. We want to do well by this episode.
We do.
Today.
Hi, Rach.
Hey, Jess.
How are you doing?
I bought a house.
You bought a house.
I definitely did.
And with that, I saw a Snapchat. And you gutted your entire kitchen. Why don't we just add that to the cocktail, right?
Yep. It's been a week. It's only Wednesday, but it's been
It's been 5 weeks since you looked at me.
Yeah. The kitchen, everything in my house was supposed to be like a just cosmetic fix, you know? And I think if you don't have a contractor who has known your family their entire life, then you might be able to just do cosmetic fixes. But our contractor, shout out, has done every single thing he can to make this the most beautiful home I'll ever live in my life. So it's a wonderful blessing. The kitchen was kind of like, I was painting the lowers, and Madison comes over. And do I hate her now? Maybe. But I'm explaining the vision of the kitchen. We're already going to paint the lower cabinets. And they're wood. They're old wood cabinets, like a yellow, like orangey wood. And, but like they're flat. I like them. And I was not going to paint the upper cabinets. Mm-hmm. But Madison is like, it's going to feel so much newer in here, so much better in here if we paint the uppers. And she was like, this color and this color and this color, like they're not going to go together. It's not going to be what you want. And I'm like, I don't want to paint. I was like, I don't want that extra time. Mm-hmm. Like,
and also if you're going to do something, do it now.
Right. And that's, well, we took all of them off. So we had spent Monday like taking all the lower like doors and stuff off the cabinets, sanding them down, prepping them for priming. I spent all day Sunday we did that. Monday we primed. And Monday we were there. I was working on the house from 9 in the morning to 11 p.m. And that's when we had taken the upper cabinets off and we're sanding them down and priming. And it's 11 p.m. and I'm standing in my kitchen and I'm just like seething with anger because I'm like, this is days of work. And it's like the deeper you get into a kitchen that's 40 years old, the dirtier it is. Mm-hmm. It's like you can keep things surface level in like if you're just going to move in, put some contact paper down, go and live your life. It was like I'm seeing how dirty everything is and the wood that it is just like it's soaked up like lots of stuff. Like it was stained. And I was like, I was just venting to my mom about it. And I vented to Josh about it. I was like, had I known it was going to be this much work, I would have just bought new cabinets. It's a small kitchen. The cabinets are not going to make or break the bank.
Right.
I was keeping them because I liked them. And now I'm like, they're dirty and they're gross.
Yeah.
So, yesterday we tore out the entire kitchen.
Longest story short. Mm-hmm. Well, I feel the same way about home projects, though. Like, we redid my entire upstairs at one point, and I'm like, this is for the birds.
Yeah.
Like I hated the mess that was just accumulating over time. And I'm like, I don't see the end of this.
No.
And I don't feel like we're chipping away at things. I just feel like we're making a bigger mess and we're like prolonging this project. Like, I'm not one of those people. It's like, gots to see it through, my boy.
No.
I don't want to see it through. I want it done for me.
Yep.
And I hate that about me.
No.
I'm not like,
but I'm going to have opinion about everything the whole way through. Josh wants us to build a house like 15 years down the line.
Hey,
no,
he can.
I won't be a part of it
and be living in the house that we have.
I won't be a part of it, but I will be a part of it because I have control issues.
Me.
You think a 6 is going to deal with the stress of dealing with building a home?
I don't think so.
I think our contractor will be out of commission in 15 years.
Yeah. Well, use them while you can.
I won't be doing that, and that is something we'll face. as it comes, but I will not be building my own house. But then again, I don't know. Renovating sucks. It all sucks. 0 out of 10 recommend buying a fixer-upper. But although I didn't know it was a fixer-upper at the time. But then it's like,
case in point,
Rick gets in here, he's ripping out plumbing. He's replaced all of our pipes. I'm like, you didn't tell me this. You didn't tell me this.
See,
Whatever.
That's the stipulation for me. That's when I'm thinking about buying houses. Joe and I had the budget talk the other day.
Oof.
Oof is right. Do you have to do it? Yes. Do you hate to do it? Yes. Did we almost divorce? Yes.
It's on the table.
It's on the table. No, but I feel like there are some things we do agree when it comes to buying a house, and we're not even in the process yet. So don't be like, I told you so, or like, we don't fucking know yet. But newly remodeled. But I mean, like, we'll do some cosmetic work.
Mm-hmm. But this is the issue
I don't know
found.
when I'm faced with it, and I'm like, everything else is perfect, and I need to do this.
This is what we've discovered from our very limited time of looking at homes, is when you are in a house, unless it's a new house, right? If you buy a new construction,
right,
that's one thing. But if you're buying an older house that has been recently renovated, you don't fucking know what they've done.
True.
If it's done right, if they hired a contractor, if they've done it themselves, if it just looks good. When you're in the bliss of the walkthrough, you're just looking, you're like, oh, this is great. And you're like on that home buying high. And then you get in there and you're like, oh, this is actually done wrong.
Well, fuck.
There are cracks in every single fucking wall here. Don't remember those. And then here you are.
I know.
I'm complaining, but I don't need to. I'm getting a whole new fucking kitchen, And yes, it's more.
Yeah, sit down, be humble a little bit.
But now it's like, this is at mine, Josh's. Get a new kitchen, got to get all new appliances.
Oh, dear me.
Did we buy that? Like,
also just wait for the marriage, for the celebrations. You guys can get new stuff. You guys can register for things. You don't have to pay for them. Rather do them yourself.
Do people
now?
register for stoves?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't see why not. People can go in on one.
Jess, we're going to have like 30 people at our wedding, and I don't think they're going to want to spend that kind of money. I don't think.
Put it out there.
I know, but I think we are where we are. I don't know. But put it on the credit. Start swiping.
Charge it to the game.
I've said to Madison, I'm like, I might fuck around getting some credit card debt these days.
Charge it to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're floating on a rockin' space.
Can't relate. I'm in budget. 2022, the year of fucking budget. Am I going to be thrifting this year? Maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's good for you.
Yeah, because I enjoy changing the style up. I enjoy buying things. So
I know.
I gotta feed the addiction somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just spend less money doing it.
Yeah.
So follow along for that journey.
Yes, I love that journey for you.
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
You really like buying clothes.
Also, if you can see my nails, they're bear's bones. Okay, they're trying times.
But just when the spray tans go, we know you'll be in a real
pinch.
A real pinch. You'll be pinching if
that ain't gonna happen.
Spray tans.
Kliegler, Lil, I will never let you down. That is something I will keep in 2022. Rach.
Yeah.
I saw this on TikTok and I have to bring it to your attention because I have got a qualm.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a first look with a dog and I said, we have to draw the line here. I don't know if it's because I've been in the industry. I'm a bit bitter to some traditional shit. But enough was enough here.
Also,
They said
first look with the dog. Of course, I guess if you want.
Stop. That dog does not be like, you look so gorgeous. Done up. Shut the fuck up.
Wait, was it like captioned?
It was a legit, like from a videographer.
Uh-huh.
And they set this dog up, of course, a golden retriever, the goodest boy of all.
Of course.
And he's sitting there patiently listening to commands. No fucking dog does that. And they're like, turn around. Like, okay, buddy, come here. Of course, his name was Buddy or something so generic and stupid.
Champ.
Yeah. And then she's like, and the comments were like, I am sobbing. This is adorable. I'm like, where are the haters?
Yes.
I'm like, where are the haters in this? Because this is so cringe to me. I want to hear your opinion. I don't mean to hate, but also like stop.
Right. I mean, I think
as a photographer, I'd hate to set that up.
It would just be like, I can't.
This is a little extra.
Yeah.
Bring in the dog. I love some candid photos if it's licking your face. Like, I love that.
And if it's like a candid moment of like your dog like running towards you.
Cute. But we're not setting it up.
Yeah, don't.
We're not setting it up.
No. Jess is like, I'm triggered.
I don't know why. It really, really made me cringe a bit. I don't know. I just wasn't a fan. I just wanted to hear I wanted to know if you had the same.
I didn't see that.
Had the same feelings as me,
I feel like
I'll do anything for my clients, but I won't.
Way to go viral, that. You know.
I guess I give it to them for the clout.
Tips are going by.
Speaking of viral, something that went viral this weekend. My current events for this week.
Current events.
Okay, it's all otherwise known as the Tabasco fiasco. Have you heard?
You already know I know. Who do I live with?
I know. Another Drake fan.
Okay.
Okay, guys. If you haven't heard, an unnamed Instagram model allegedly had sex with Drake.
Mm-hmm.
After they had sex, she went into the bathroom, got the condom out from the garbage can, and used it to impregnate herself. But funny thing about Drake is that he pours hot sauce into his condoms after he uses them to kill the sperm, using it as a spermicide. Genius. So she, as she put this on her pussy, vagina, it started burning, giving us a new definition to fire crotch, like absolutely on fire. and now she's like trying to come for Drake, saying that, you owe me for the damages.
No, this is
broken
my thing.
Pussy. Sorry about your broken pussy.
This is my thing. One, it's a consent issue. He did not consent to put his sperm inside of you, and you are going into the trash can to impregnate yourself. Like, that's birth control. It would literally be like a man like replacing your birth control to try to impregnate you. Like, that's fucking assault. That's weird.
Oh, it's so fucked. I can't believe that she was like admitting that she was running to this trash can to
but also
drip these juices. Like, what are you gonna tip it up?
Yeah. This is my question.
Like, also, Drake lives a life like that. Drake, how sad.
It's so sad to me. Like, truly,
he can't just fucking be done. He can't just be like.
But also, like,
he has to be worried. He has
Drake, relax, settle down.
I feel bad. He's probably nervous, and also he just keeps this hot sauce. Like, does he have like a mini hot sauce on him? That's what I said.
Times? I was like, does he just like take his dirty condom to the kitchen and put some Tabasco? Josh is like, no, he keeps it in his bathroom. I'm like, if you're going through the trouble of taking your condom off and pouring some Tabasco in it,
it's easy.
Doing a double knot and putting it in the trash can, why don't you just put that fucker over the sink and wash your sperm out? You fucking weirdo.
Let's just kill it, though. You know what I mean? I'm with him. If it's just like,
wash it out.
I feel like that is a little dirty for me. Maybe getting his hands all up in it.
I'm sorry. How do you think he's putting Tabasco? You think that's
he's holding it. He's holding it and he's like, just spicing it up a bit. Spicing it up.
So stupid. I think it's a consent issue. I mean, Drake is the victim in this situation.
Truly,
you're an idiot. You're an idiot.
My boy does no wrong.
I mean, he does. I mean, he does wrong. I don't know. That's not true. Everyone does wrong at some points in their life. In this situation, though,
for the sake of my current event, he
is
the best. I feel like if I were a hot sauce company, I would be immediately releasing the Drake condom flavor. I'd be buying it. All over.
Okay.
What?
I don't understand. Like,
that's what Joe said. He's like, that's one I don't get for you. I don't get why you think he's so hot.
I mean, I don't know. I think people are hot, but I don't understand. Like, Josh is like, no, I'll fuck him. I'll fuck him for real. And I'm like,
I'm gonna fuck
him for real. And I'm like, okay. I mean, but I don't know. I guess I can't imagine like seeing someone famous in person and just being like, I don't know. I would just be
have this is my truest toxic trait. This is bad. And I know there's people who know about me, and I'm sorry. But I believe I believe I'm that cool of a person that if I meet these people I'm in love with, that they'll like me. Like, I know Justin Bieber is going to kick it with me. I know he'll think I'm funny. And I feel the same way about Drake, which is why I have these like immense obsessions with them. It's because it's people who I actually think will like my personality. Dead ass, I do believe that.
But I don't think Drake has a personality.
He started from Degrassi,
being hot and like mysterious.
I'd watch that. I'd watch his latest 2-hour interview. Get to know him a little better.
I'm sorry.
There's more.
2-hour interview with what? On who?
I forget which radio company, entertainment company did like a really at his new house, and they just posted up, drank some wine.
2 hours?
It was so good, like riveting. Because Drake doesn't open up about shit, and when he does, it's
that's
like,
what I mean. I'm like, I don't understand the obsession because it's like,
but we all love a mysterious man. We're like, he keeps to himself. He's not out and about. He didn't go through that Justin Bieber phase where he was drugged out and just doing wild shit. Like, he's very strategic in his moves.
He does wild shit because he has the kind of sex life where he puts
hot sauce in his condoms.
Yeah, it's like, Drake, maybe find like one or two nice ladies that you can have sex with. Quit going around. I mean, do you? But like,
yeah, he could do him.
You have that kind of life that people
certified
are trying
genius boy.
Well, and I was talking to Josh. I was like, sex education in this country is really going down the tubes because he's like, well, I wonder how, like, you know, his other, like, how his baby mama got pregnant. Like, I wonder if Drake wanted to have a kid with her. And I'm like, well, you know, condoms like fail, right? And he goes, what? And I'm like,
wait, you guys don't check?
You can have sex. No, you can have sex with a condom, and it cannot work. Like,
it could break.
Yeah. Tears.
We know this.
Pre-cum, all those kinds of things.
Yeah,
you know. And Josh is like, "Are you serious?" He had to Google it. I was like, "What?" Okay, so I was like, "Yep."
That's my current event.
Okay.
I plan to keep it going, guys. If you like it, I'll keep it up. It's not always going to be about people I'm obsessed with, but I'm going to keep it fun, keep it light.
Yeah.
I also want to get into some, I'm really into like national park disappearances and deaths. Okay. I don't know if anyone else is into that.
You want to do
just a little blurb sometimes here and there. Current events.
Keep us updated.
I want to keep you guys woke.
Going back to the music thing, I guess we weren't really talking about that. I'm just trying to make it sound like
I love a segue that didn't make sense. It didn't not make sense. A seamless segue,
but
appreciate it.
I was listening to I trust Spotify with my life, hands down. When they make playlists for me, I'm like, thank you. And there was a song that came on that I'd never heard before, and I am sobbing in the Lowe's parking lot. I am crying. I was like, this is the most beautiful song I've ever heard.
What?
By the artist Bendigo Fletcher, the band.
Do you get emotional when you listen to music?
I did.
Is this a first for you?
No, it's not a first for me, Jess. I was a musician for many years, for a long time.
Okay.
I was. And also, I'm off my birth control, so I feel like I'm a little more teary lately.
Isn't it nice? I already said that.
I don't like crying. I don't like crying. But I was crying. Have you heard of the band Bendigo Fletcher?
No.
Okay, well, I'll send you the song. It's called Wonderfully Bizarre. We'll be dancing to it at our wedding.
Aww.
It was just
moved you to tears.
Oh, it's a beautiful song. They're going on tour. They're from Kentucky. They're band from Kentucky.
It to me.
They're going to be in Columbus soon. So it's Josh's birthday weekend. I might convince him to go.
That would be fun.
$15 a ticket. I love finding artists no one knows about.
I know, me too.
It's such a good feeling.
It is. It's something I thrive.
And it's also like I get so confused by it. Like one of my favorite artists is named Ayani, and I love her shit. But I'm
also known to like gatekeep them though, because I'm like, you don't even know. I did that with The Weeknd because I was like, I knew The Weeknd before he went pop.
I was like that with Justin Bieber for a while.
So was I.
Because I was like,
I still
was
am.
On that YouTube.
I still am. I still don't feel like people know him like I do. I have a question for you. Do you feel like the music you listen to affects the way you perceive life?
Like if I'm in the mood for something else, it depends on my mood, or do you
kind of? Yeah, I feel like you get in the car,
mm-hmm.
but you're like, say you're always listening to like sad shit. Are you just going to be in a sad mood? Like, is that going to affect the way that you go about things?
Some days I start off my day with Doja Cat, and that's when I know I need to get shit done. I need to be some kind of way.
Get shit done.
I need to get shit done. I need to listen to some Doja Cat. I need to
kiss me more.
Okay, don't be that kind of a Doja fan. Okay, that is not.
Oh, dude, she's pretty rad.
And like any Doja Cat mix, throw in some Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I mean Cardi.
Yep, I love it all. So those are when I start off my mornings like that on that kind of a high. It's like we got to get there.
Yeah,
I need some energy. I think it's more like I use music to manifest my day.
Okay,
you know, because then it's also like indie alt radio was on when you came in, just like some nice music. Now Bendigo Fletch.
That's a dope name too for a band. Is a band?
Yeah.
Okay. So we talked about playlisting making.
Yes.
And so I'm dabbling. I'm gonna get into it. I'm excited. And I thought of a playlist name for Disassociation Drive Home.
You gotta make it.
I know. I'm excited. I don't know where to go with it because there is like a playlist that I really like on Spotify, and it's called Focus. I think it's called Focus.
Okay.
And it's just like instrumental, but like a dope beat.
So
because you don't have to think.
I
really
really
enjoyed
started
that.
When I am disassociating or like overstimulated and I don't want to like listen to lyrics. Yeah, lo-fi beats.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
To.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think I think that's what that playlist will be. But I'm stoked for it. That'll be like my drive home from weddings.
Yes, I can't wait for this journey for you.
I know, I'm excited.
Oh yeah. So I think we have some intro meets.
We have DMs.
We have DMs?
Yeah, I totally forgot.
Nice.
I've been blabbing.
We've been talking.
Gabbing, as Rach would say.
Gabbing.
We were just gabbing. So we have an Am I the Asshole?
I can't believe someone submitted an Am I the Asshole directly to us. It's like, I feel so much power here.
I think we asked for it.
Oh.
I think when we did this, like, if you have any, I think we always do that.
Oh
at the
my
end.
God. Do people listen?
We black out at the end. So,
I know.
But I
people
think
listen to the podcast. Have you thought about that?
When I really think about it, it really hits me.
Yeah.
Hits me to the core. But we love you. We appreciate you.
Okay. I want to know.
Says, hey, gal. So I was just listening to Rach's birthday episode and got to the bit about am I the asshole for not inviting XYZ kid to the party. And it reminded me that I was the kid that wasn't invited.
Oh.
Damn it. Maybe I didn't read this one through. It's kind of sad. I had a nanny growing up and she took us to the movies one weekend and we arrived. And every single kid in my class has been invited to a birthday party except me. It was the one and only time that my nanny had to call my mother to come home from work to console me because I was so hysterical. I'm still in therapy over the incident, and it's probably why I like Rach, I hate birthdays. I kid you not, that was the day I developed an anxiety disorder.
What?
I didn't read this before. I just read this now.
That's sad.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Anonymous girl. So, hey.
Yeah.
Hearing it here first.
That is so, it's so.
Invite her. But also, like we said,
yeah.
get to the root of it. Is it because she's bullying, or is it because like she doesn't fit in?
Yeah.
Because literally, this will change this girl's life.
Right.
Who knows by not inviting somebody
at a public place, nonetheless.
That's so crazy. But think about that. You're like, if I don't invite her, she's going to grow up with an anxiety disorder.
I know.
I can't have that pressure.
I just had a session with the girl I went to high school with, and we were like, obviously, like we hadn't seen each other in 10 years. So, like, just like talking and just like, it's so fucking interesting, like being at where I'm at now with like my life, and like I find it now, it's no longer painful for me to reflect on like high school or who I was. I find it just like interesting and like fun. But like she was talking about like these incidents in high school. Obviously, like I didn't know she was going through any of this or like people, you know, were bullying her or anything. And she's like, this shit is the reason why I am the way I am. Like this guy used to pick on me incessantly and it has fucked me up for life. And it's like, I had no idea. How did I have no idea? Or how did I not stop it?
Right.
How did I not know?
Right.
And it's like, I think what's weird is like when you're in high school or middle school and someone is acting some way, type of way, you don't think like, why are they acting that way? You're just mad at the behavior, or you're like accepting the behavior for what it is. So like if, you know, a kid is, you know, beating the shit out of someone, you're not like thinking like, what happened at home? Why are you you're thinking like, that guy's fucking nuts. He's beating the shit out of him. You know? Oh.
Time's up. There's this one kid I did think, what's going on at home?
Yeah.
But usually you don't, because they're like masked by being popular or cool.
Right.
But like now we know as adults that like you were just screaming insecure.
Yes.
And like you were just taking that out on other people.
Yeah.
But do you think like bullying will subside moving forward? Or is it something that's always going to be around?
Oh, it's something that's always going to be around. I think so.
Because I feel like now as I'm hearing about it, it's like with the new TikTok, with new social media, the bullying online is a whole new thing. But it's like, I think we're all more hyper aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that like as millennials are becoming parents, as Gen Zers are becoming parents, we're like, that's a fuck no. Like we are not doing this in this house.
But like there's always going to be communities of people and backgrounds where it's like the emotional, you know, it's not there. But like with this girl specifically, like I always thought she was just shy. And she's like, no, I didn't go to parties because I was so like anxious to leave my house. She's like, I was too anxious to leave my house. I was like,
that breaks my heart.
Never would have thought. That's so crazy. That's so like,
if all else,
you know,
be a good friend, guys. Yeah. Be a good person.
I know. So anyway, our 10-year reunions this year.
Be a Ted Lasso.
I'll go to my 10-year reunion.
What some content for the pod. I skipped mine, but I will be going to the next because Brunswick was crazy.
Here's my thought. This is one of my, I might have said this on the pod, I don't know. But what I want to do at a reunion is I want to do reunion, but like speed dating style.
Yeah.
So like you just, hey, you talk for a minute and then you go, and then afterwards you can kind of decide who you want to keep a conversation with. Because like big nightmare is like you get locked in a corner with like George from AP Chem and you can't get out of the conversation.
You know what I don't want to happen is what happened to me at a party a few years ago.
What happened?
I'm naming him. Brian.
Fuck you, Brian.
Not a last name. But listen, when I get drunk enough, I'll go off about this. I saw him at a party. He's like, haven't seen each other, a lot of us, since high school. It was a big bonfire backyard house party. Everyone's seeing each other. We're kind of walking and he's like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, don't care. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Dismissed me like that. But like said hi to other people around me like, hey, what you been up to? I was like,
what's wrong with you?
Hey, what's wrong with you? But that's really stuck with me. But that's what I want to avoid at the fucking.
He told you I don't care about you?
Oh, yeah. It was like, yeah, hey, cool. Yeah, we all catch up. We haven't seen each other in years. Don't really care anyway. So let's just skip past it and drink. I was like, okay,
all right,
buy your life. But I do go on and on about that because he was nice to other people except for me.
Not so.
Okay, I have another DM.
Okay, go for
it. Okay, y'all asked for some DMs for advice episode. I was hoping to get some guidance on a personal issue I have. I need advice on how to be honest with the people I'm closest to. Some background. I've been a people pleaser my whole life, and it's only come to my attention recently how much damage that's done to myself and how it's not fair to the people I've been dishonest with. I don't want to be a people pleaser, but having those hard conversations is something I am capable of, but still very scared to do. I want to be honest with my best friend about how the way she's been treating me recently, but one, she's going through a rough patch with her significant other, so I don't want to pile onto that. Two, I don't want to create more distance between our relationship. So any advice practicing honesty for a huge people pleaser would be very helpful. Thank you.
The first thing I want to get out there is mental illness or someone else's life situation is not a free pass to be an asshole.
Right.
It can be, you can understand like, oh, you know, if someone snaps at you quickly, it can be like, oh, okay, maybe that's why. But does not give them the freedom to treat you like shit.
Right.
Because they're breaking up with their partner or whatever. Like that is not cool. It's never cool. And it just puts you in the position to like hold their emotional burden.
Right.
Like it's putting you're responsible for how they're feeling, which is codependency.
Right.
By the way.
That's something my therapist told me that was like one of the most like groundbreaking moments. It was like, you know, what is your intention here, right? Like why would you want to have this honest conversation with someone? Because you care about them, because you want to better your friendship with them, because you guys feel like there's some distance or animosity between you two. Cool. She's like, okay, well, your intentions are good. You bring up this conversation. I know that's hard to do, but you know, at least you want it to be better. And their reaction is not your responsibility.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's what holds people back. And having honest conversations, or me having honest conversations, is hard personally because I am nervous how they're going to react.
Yeah.
Once you realize and accept that that's not your responsibility and you did all you could to show up for your friendship.
People pleasing and codependency are very closely related.
Yeah.
And like, as you're discovering about like your people pleasing tendencies, I'd encourage you to also like look up and read about codependency and kind of be able to differentiate those fine lines, because it's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
It's a lot to unpack. I think it's funny, you know this and other people know this, that I'm the person that people talk to when they want to figure out what to say to someone else. So I have a bride who is having a vaccinated only wedding, and one of her, like, she only has 2 bridesmaids, and one of her like best friends is pretty like anti-COVID vax, and isn't vaccinated and doesn't plan on getting vaccinated. And she's tried the, like, you know, she sent her wedding website, which clearly states, and, you know, she wanted her feedback on it, like hoping that her friend would bring up like, hey, I'm not vaccinated, like I'm seeing that, but she didn't. And so my bride had to, like, she was just talking to me, she wasn't really like anxious to have this conversation, and I was like, well, like, you can only make it about you. I'm like, you can't say because you're not vaccinated you can't come. You have to say, our decision, this is our boundary. Our decision is you have to be vaccinated in order to come. I understand that where you're at, that might not mean that you can be there, but that's where we're coming from. I'll be really sad if you can't be there, but I understand that if you're not going to get vaccinated, that's your choice, and I respect that. But this is our boundary for our wedding. And I was like, and how she takes that is how she takes that. I'm like, you can't make it about her, and her decision means that you can't have her there, because that's not fair and she'll get defensive. But
and that's
you're also not making this decision to get her to be vaccinated. You're not manipulating her.
And that's on I statements.
Yeah. So big change.
So I encourage you to use those when talking to your friend, when you have the courage to. Also, like, write it down first. If, like, you know, like, unlike Rach, hard conversations are easy. They come easy to you for Rach, mostly. And for us, it's like,
especially other people's hard conversations.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess they don't involve you.
Yeah. There are plenty of hard conversations that I avoid. I am not faultless in that aspect of my life. But she updated me and said that they had the conversation and, you know, they're okay, but, you know, she won't be at the wedding. And I'm like, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
You can keep the door open, but I mean, you're not manipulating her. That's unhealthy, you know? I'm like, you just are letting her know that this rule still applies to her. And you can keep your friend and keep your boundary. And I said, I was like, it's a really good sign that you guys can get through this, because any healthy friendship has boundaries.
Right.
But I think we've talked about this before, that like friendships are the most complicated type of relationship ever to exist, because you choose it. And there's a lot of, like, especially if it's old friend and like going through things together, and like, I think friendships are so complicated. More complicated than romantic relationships, because a lot of times friendships exist without boundaries for so long. And it's just found it very interesting.
Yeah. So I would advise that you have the hard conversation, because it's only going to,
her reaction is on her.
And if you want to get away from people pleasing, that's a way to do it. Like you said, you're like, when you're people pleasing, you're not showing up as your most authentic self.
Yeah.
And you said it's unfair to the people around you.
Yeah.
Because it's like that person usually knows too, right? Like either they're taking advantage of that or they know, and they can smell it out. So it's like, just show up honestly. I think your friend would appreciate it.
Yeah.
And no matter what, like you're not responsible for her reaction. But in the end, most of the time it's like, hey, I was feeling really similar things, but didn't know how to address it. I'm glad we talked about this. This is how we can move forward.
Yeah. Yeah. And things aren't going to change if you don't take that first step.
Right.
Like by not saying anything, you're kind of accepting the behavior.
Right.
And, you know,
right.
It's not okay. And your friend needs to know.
And that's just going to add up over time.
Yeah. So
DMs.
Best of luck.
That's
best
all.
of luck.
Best of luck.
Best of luck.
Okay, getting into the meat.
The meat.
And the meat this week, guys, is when to call it quits.
Which is big meat, Jess.
It is pretty big meat.
It's a large Sunday roast.
It is the ribeye, the 16-ounce porterhouse, if you will. I like this one especially because we get a lot of people asking about breakup advice.
Yeah.
And I kind of like this better. It's a nice different way to frame it. It's you're already in the relationship, you know, like we got to be asking ourselves some questions here.
Yeah.
You know, we have to be doing a lot of taking the peek. Take a peek. This is when we're taking the peek.
Peek
into the insides. Yeah, I feel like passion ebbs and flows, right?
Absolutely.
Relationship ups and downs are normal, and there's ways to spice that up, and we know that. But I feel like it's tough to decipher if we need help or we need out.
Yeah.
You know, like, should I end my relationship based on what is happening now, or if we both felt loved and respected, if we both communicated, if we, you know, learned to manage expectations, how could our relationship be different?
Yes.
And I feel like that's a good question to ask first, right? Like, is it time? I don't know how you have everything.
So you said you have more questions, prompts. Right. I have more statements.
Cool. I guess want to start with the statement?
Sure. Okay.
They're just going to bounce off each other anyway, so.
They will. Okay. So my first statement with this is when your partner resents your growth.
Yep.
When you're growing, changing, and they not only are just staying the same, but are actively against your growth and development into who you want to be. I think, and a lot of this is not necessarily when to call it quits, but it's all about like taking a peek. But in these scenarios, we're taking it to the full extreme. This, you know, in this scenario, this person resents you for who you are and who you're becoming in your growth. And you can't exist. You can't like bloom in a relationship like that. You can't, there's nowhere for you to grow together if they don't want to see you grow to be who you are.
Yeah. I feel like in a healthy relationship, you should always be building each other up.
Yeah.
Just like passion ebbs and flows, people ebb and flow, interests, likes, hobbies ebb and flow. And like, they may sound silly, but that person needs your full support behind it, right? It's like, I guess my question to piggyback your statement is, how do you feel about yourself around your partner?
Yeah.
Like taking a peek on who you are. Do you like who you're becoming? You know? This is important for me with Joe. This dude finds a new hobby literally monthly. He is trying out for a play. I know. I love it's so cute. This is so funny. Clue is coming to the Akron, a small theater, and he loves Clue. I didn't even know that they made it into a play. And there's this one small role of a cop, and he like knows the lines too. He's like, I think I might go for it, Jess. And he's like, what do I do? Get a cop outfit? I'm like, no, you don't show up in full uniform. Oh like, my God. So he's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get in touch with some people, and I hope he goes for it.
I do too.
I know, but I mean, that could also go away like it always does. But if it sticks, I love that for him.
Yeah,
so cute. But
that's the thing. You're along for his growth. You're along, you know, you're not like
I was hyping him up.
Yeah,
because he's also into that stuff, and I don't know if he's too self-conscious to really like fully commit.
Yeah.
But I find if he's so good at it.
Yeah. I think if you're excited to see how your partner changes, it's a good sign that like you're in the right relationship, because you shouldn't be pushing for each other to stay the same. Like, that is not realistic for anyone to expect their partner or themselves to be the same exact person. It's like,
you got to be working on excellence.
Yeah.
Woes.
Be only with your woes, babes.
Right.
Only with your woes.
Yeah. I feel like if the self-worth is slipping a little bit,
yeah.
You know, if it's not depression season, you know, if you can't pinpoint it, but it's just like, see if it's because of your partner.
Yeah.
That's a take a peek, you know?
Does your partner suck the life out of you or not?
Are they building you up? Are they complimenting you when you're feeling down?
Right.
Not like maybe if words of affirmation is your love language, that's what you need, but you know, whatever it is. But I feel like that can lead to some attachment wounds, but you can learn how to navigate that at another point in time.
Yeah.
Therapy. Okay. I have another question.
Okay.
So these are questions to ask yourself when you're feeling that itch, feeling that, you know, feeling that moment of being checked out.
Feeling that Collie quits itch.
That itch.
The quit itch.
Do you look forward to a future together? Mm-hmm. Not only do you see the future, but are you really looking
excited?
Yes. Do you feel excited about
with the idea of the person that you want to be with?
That
excited about the person they are right now.
That was the mic drop in that one episode we did. You really popped off on that.
Yeah,
that was so good. Real. But it is true. But I mean, like, do you feel excited about growing old with this person? Do you feel excited about going through life with them? Or are you only happy with them when happy things are going on around you?
Right.
Can you sit with them in the dark? Can you do that?
Yeah.
You know, that's something. Or when you're in the dark and you know, you feel like you can say it when you're in it, you're like, is this still something I want to do? You know? So I feel like those are important questions to really, really think about.
I think that's a really good question to ask.
Yeah, I agree.
One of my statements is when you find yourself shrinking who you are to make them comfortable, you are allowed to take up space in your life, in your relationship. I mean, that hits right to my experience in my failed marriage. Was I literally was like, I felt like there was a box around who I was allowed to be that made him comfortable. And as soon as I started growing outside of that box, the marriage crumbled. And as soon as I accepted, like, I don't deserve to be in a box anymore, it was over. Yeah. It was over. As soon as I started day by day choosing my growth, my healing, myself as the most important person in my life, that crumbled my marriage. And that proved that our relationship was not strong enough to begin with. He was not the person I wanted to grow with. And seeing me grow made him uncomfortable. And it really does suck when you marry the idea of someone. I would argue in my marriage, we both married the idea of who we wanted each other to be. It was idealist on both sides. Right. And when, the masks came off and we were like, look, it was like, this is not, the compatibility's gone. And we no longer were able to grow together. And it was the most heartbreaking, come down of my life of like, I've built this life. I've spent 6 years of my life here. I'm just going to walk away. But then it came to I was more drawn to a future by myself than in that relationship. That was more attractive to me in the end. I was like, I would rather be by myself forever than feel like this, than feel so lonely in this marriage. I felt so lonely. And I'm like, that's not what I signed up to be and to do.
No. So you were like, at another point, it's like emotionally checked out. Were you already emotionally checked out?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's the only thing I can relate to, like when to call quits. It's hard as someone who's married, hasn't been dating, but out the game for quite some time.
Yeah.
But I can only relate it back to the one, serious relationship I had. And I was completely checked out.
Yeah.
And that was the first sign of like, okay, I'm already gone. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like everything just feels weird. Now you're trying to make out with me and I'm repulsed, but I'm not. Like, I'm done.
One of my statements is when you've already mourned your relationship.
Yeah. Like when it's done.
And yeah, I think that happens when you've already, I think loyalty lasts longer than love. And I think that's what keeps people in relationships is like, I've mourned whatever this relationship was and it is no longer. But you stay loyal to the person because respect, because time, because kids, because of whatever. That's big, Rach. Was it?
I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think loyalty lasts longer than love a lot of the time.
I think sometimes that keeps people together.
Oh yeah,
and that doesn't necessarily mean a good or bad thing.
No,
the way I'm hearing it, because I don't know. I haven't been married long, but I feel like marriages, you're not always in love with that person. You be ebbing and flowing that shit
for sure.
But you guys got to be a team.
Yeah,
you guys got to work that shit out together.
Friendship, I think. Friendship
is I feel like at the base of it all.
Oh my God,
the core of it all should be mutual respect, but like a solid foundation, like a solid friendship.
Because like when you think about love, like I think what we're thinking about is romance. Like your marriage, your relationship is not always going to be romantic, or maybe it is, but I think sometimes it's not. But if friendship is at the bottom there, like I know that I will laugh with Josh for the rest of my life. I am not concerned about that. Like at all. And I know that that is a reality that I'm excited about, is like to just be with my best friend for as long as I can.
Laugh my ass off.
He is an LMAOer.
You be laughing your ass off with that dude.
Be laughing his ass off together. But I mean, it's true.
I agree.
Are you friends? When shit has gotten really hard, you feel like you're approaching things at the baseline, even when you feel like shit's down. Are you looking at your best friend?
Are you choosing each other?
Right.
Constantly.
Right.
Because when shit gets tough, right? Like you could choose resentment. You can choose not working it out. We can choose fighting, even though fighting doesn't work out well. But like at the base of it, are we choosing each other through all of those hardships? Are we choosing to work on it together?
Yeah. And if someone isn't choosing you and fighting for you, why are you working so hard to stay?
Why are you
are you putting in more of the work there? Why are you fighting to stay if someone isn't fighting for you?
Damn. Okay. That was good. That was so good.
Just saying.
A TikTok moment. With that, I feel like it's a nice segue to a question to ask yourself is, do your values and your futures align? Do you guys want the same thing? I'm feeling like this is big in dating now. Yeah. I mean, it's in general with everything, but I think as you're getting to that point, like what's next?
Yeah.
Do you guys want the same things? I think we've already talked about this in other podcasts, but I feel like it's important to get out of the way.
Right.
Get out of the way to get to the root of the things.
Right.
What size house do we want? How many kids do you want?
Yeah. And even
where do you want to live? What kind of lifestyle do you want to lead?
Right.
Are we saving the money? Or are we spending it outwardly and showing the people we've got it? Like I feel like these are things you got to talk about. Budget talk. Knife talk, Drake. It's a whole Drake episode. Come on.
Relax. I'm like choking on something.
Are you okay? You need the Heimlich?
I just don't think I've had enough water today, so I'm trying to lubricate.
You're plenty lubricated, as we know.
What do you mean?
I was gonna tie it in too.
Jess.
If it do, yours be popping. But I do have like a last minute pointer. Where are you at in your points?
Oh, we've cruised through them.
We have cruised through. I guess it is what it is. But remember, the indecision is a decision, guys.
Yes,
Jess,
that's really good.
Stuck.
Don't stay stuck. And I think it's okay to like understand that relationships ebb and flow. We've said, should the title of this episode be Ebb and Flow? Because we've said it enough.
Ebb and Flow is my therapy counseling service.
Oh, really?
So give them a shout out.
Ebb and Flow counseling services.
Sponsor us. No, but it's true. But I feel like what we're saying is, if you're on the fence, ask these questions. Yeah. We've said it before. We'll say it again. Look inward, okay?
Right. Look inward.
But it's like,
right.
Know that you got to make a move.
I'm sorry. If you're the only one making the moves, there is something wrong.
If you're the only one making the move, make this final move, see your way out.
Yes.
Sayonara.
And it's not just like, oh, shit's bad, pull the plug, get out. Especially if this is a marriage. Like, you've made the choice to sit with each other through the hard shit. But if you're in a marriage with someone who refuses to acknowledge their responsibility in the relationship, if you're with someone that feels like they are who they are and they're not going to change and they're not going to try therapy, they're not going to try working on it, and it's either you love them for who they are or you don't love them at all.
Flag on the play, flag on the play, flag on the play.
Get out of that kind of shit.
Respectfully.
Respectfully. Because it doesn't get better with a person like that.
No.
Like they're only limiting themselves at the end. They're doing a disservice to themselves.
Right.
And that's sad.
But it's not your responsibility to change them.
No.
For those in the back. It's not your responsibility to change them.
No. That's so true.
Yeah.
And sometimes you fall in love with people who are bad for you and who don't deserve you. And what's that about?
Take a motherfucking peek, y'all. Seriously.
Talk to your therapist about it.
You're worth it.
Yeah.
You're worth the best. So hold yourself accountable to that. And if you don't feel that way, let's do the work.
Yeah.
Let's do the work, you guys. Because life's too damn short to be living it sad.
Yes.
To be living it feeling like you're not worth it.
Unequally with people. To
right.
be unbalanced. To have an unbalanced relationship.
Yes. Balance is key. Balance is key. We've been hitting the words today.
We've been saying go. But it's one of those.
For those of two in healthy relationships, when to call it quits. We just popped off.
But I mean, we can talk about this a little bit. So, there was a moment recently with me and Josh where, he crossed a boundary for me. That was a hard boundary. And we both looked at each other and we got to see, oh, this is commitment. I looked at him like, this hurt me. Your decisions have hurt me. And we won't be talking about it on the pod until he's ready to talk about it. Yeah. But it was in that moment that I was like, marriage is just a fucking piece of paper because I am with this motherfucker. It really was just that, marriage is a nice, I think, societal, has societal implications. When someone's married, you have that weight that, I will subscribe. I will sign the paper again. But I was like, my decision to stay with you has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that I am committed to our mutual growth together. You fucked up.
You done fucked up. But I'm going to stay with your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was he felt the weight of his decision. I felt the weight of his decision. And it was we are together. And
we are together.
We are together.
You betrayed my trust.
Yeah.
But you're going to try hell to repair it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the work as well.
And I'm going to do the work as well because because yes, like in those situations, how someone has made you feel or how their behaviors have hurt you affect you. But like, I'm still responsible for doing the work to get me in that place. He can't hold that space for me.
Well, two people are involved in this.
Right.
The person who did something that, disrespected the boundary, and the person who was betrayed.
Right.
There's two people involved there. Both people have to do work.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't see it that way, then there's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Wait, that rhymed. If you don't see it that way, flag on the play.
Truly. So, I feel like I recently put this like stuff to work a little bit, and the whole like, I get it. Like, loyalty became before love in that moment, because to me, I know love is not enough, and I was like, but I'm committed to us. I'm committed to us, to our future. I'm not making excuses for you, but now we know that boundary for me is like, I'll work through that with you. Yeah. I'm going to sit with you through this. In my new favorite song by Bendigo Fletcher, what really made me cry was, I'll sit with you in your bad dreams, is one of the lines in the chorus. And I just was like, that is, well, and Josh does get really bad dreams and has bad anxiety, but I was like, I'm happy I want to be that person. I want to be your breath of fresh air, and I will be the person that will never give up on you. And
I'm writing your vows for you right now.
We'll go back through, transcribe
I will. That was beautiful.
Yeah. So
I love your love for Josh.
Me too. And we've been buying a house.
Oh, I know it. And I'm happy for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Relationships are hard. People fuck up. And that's something like with Josh, that was really hard. And I was like, what sucks, Josh, is this isn't going to be the only time that one of us fuck up.
Nope.
Bad.
Constant.
It is
constant. But you choose each other.
It's a guarantee.
You choose to work through it.
Because at the end of the day, he is my pal.
My buddy, my amigo, my compadre.
Yeah. He is the person that comes over to my dad's house at 8 p.m. when my dad's cable box gives out, and he fixes it. I'll fuck him forever for that,
I'll fuck him forever.
Same dick forever.
Same dick forever. Happy with my choice.
Signing on. When you want that same body forever. Or if you don't and you going polyam, be on the same page.
We support that.
We support that. We do. We truly do. Not for me. But
my jealous ass. You fuck too? I'm just kidding. Okay, guys. We hope you enjoyed it.
And we gave it feelings, emotions.
Yeah, we gave it our best go.
If this triggered you, send us a DM. I want to do a DMs episode fully because they go long. We can talk forever on DMs.
We could, and I feel like you guys. I'm feeling we're at a good place to give some advice because you guys have said really nice things. Like, we've got you guys through some weird times, and that is wild. I'm glad that we can do that. If it's anything just making you laugh and talking bullshit, we're cool with that too. Yeah. But we are happy to help in any way that we can with our life experiences and expertise. So send them our way. We would love to hear it. I think that's all we have for today.
We are getting to the end of this episode for sure.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we love you guys. Bye. I think we are doing attachment style soon. You guys highly requested. Any questions
the other
about
one that might happen soon is how I joined a cult. How Rach joined a cult.
Right. We will be getting into that at some point.
Why do we do this? Why do we do the we can preview apps?
But I don't know. But we don't need it. And we can cruise through an entire episode until we're at the end. And we're like, we are awkward moonwalking our way out of this episode. We love you so much. It's Jess and it's Rach, and this is For Better and Worse.
And we're out.